कृपया ध्यान दीजिए. The language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. Yes, it's a sad day for all of us. FIFA World Cup kicked off, and once again I looked for names I'm familiar with like Subramaniam and Singh or Sharma, and there was no such name. They were in terms of helping us with catering and designing things and transport, but nobody on the pitch, unfortunately. So once again in my lifetime, FIFA World Cup takes off and no Indians there. Not even an Indian referee. Can't we become referees? We used to be good referees. To answer all this, folks, we've got a very interesting person. One of the, I think out of people I know, one of the most knowledgeable, sporty persons. If he was a woman, I'd have mated with him 5 years ago when I first met him. I'm still keeping it open because of the woke culture that's out there. I mean, you should Cyrus, you can't say that. What's wrong with two men mating? It's very good. As my good friend Naveen tells me from time to time, you must take a stab at these things. But in the middle of a sports season... First and foremost, Nishad, welcome to the show. You have replaced in the comments, you have replaced our sponsor. Our sponsor who had a very good run. Shout out to our sponsor, Heads Up for Tails. Thank you so much. You deserve a little more promotion from us. But you are now our new sponsor, Niche Sports, in your channel.
Well, thank you for having me. And one of the sweetest things ever said to me was by you a few seconds ago.
Man, another frustrated year for the Indian male, is it? Aur kuch nahi milega, bhai. Can I tell them what you do as well in terms of Gujarat Lions?
Gujarat Lions was 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Oh, come on.
The Gujarati team of today.
Yeah, so Gujarat Titans, been fortunate.
Titans. In Gujarati, Titans bolte.
Been very fortunate to be their media manager this year during the title winning run.
Yeah.
And apart from that, all the other stuff with the writing, commentary, all that is
Niche Sports.
Niche Sports, yes. That too is going on. We've recently published a book as well.
Yeah.
Called, I don't know how
to bring it into camera.
Yeah, Limitless, called Limitless. Yes, it's looking back at India's victory.
Where's the book? Things are freezing in the studio for some reason. I don't mean the air condition.
It's obviously about
Can we see it? Can we see it again?
Oh, yes, we can. We can.
Properly.
Right here.
Limitless Indian cricket's paradigm shift of 2007.
Yes.
When the famous Greg Chappell West Indies World Cup didn't work out properly and the boys got angry. Is that there?
Yeah, it's there. It's all there.
I want to know what happened there.
So it's all there. It's all about also MS Dhoni's rise to captaincy. How India were initially reluctant to play T20 cricket.
Yeah.
But then
the seniors didn't go. But
apparently to begin with, there was also that the BCCI was not open to, the T20 format. In fact, the Asian bloc were not open to the T20 format.
This is the reverse of the pot calling the kettle. I can't say all this.
So they were not willing to play the T20 format. There was a lot of politicking in the back end where, BCCI
the people who gave us the IPL didn't want to play T20.
At the beginning, yes.
My
and
God.
Then they
That's like a
warmed
person
up to
who's
the
against
idea.
adult films making porn. What's this?
And then they decided to, go in ahead with it. And that's when, when they realized that T20 can be a big thing. And people think that the T20 World Cup victory was why the IPL started. That isn't the case because the IPL was already conceived even before, India played a game at the T20 World Cup.
By Lalit Modi, didn't they already do something? I thought he came up with the paper, the blueprint.
And they had the idea for this for a 50-over tournament back in the 90s, in the late 90s, and it didn't work.
I remember Sachin talking about 220 overs and all that. They had this other option.
That was later. That was in 2010, around when
Can't
ODI
give Indians
cricket.
maths, no? We'll just take anything and we'll do all kinds of combinations, permutations from it.
That's why we've got so many people doing those taxes and everything abroad. Yeah.
There you go.
But
Nishad, think about it this way. Only an Indian company or Indian group of people from India could sit the second day of the World Cup, FIFA World Cup, once in 4 years and discuss cricket. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, no, who else would do that?
No, but even when you talk about the FIFA World Cup, it's like the Begani Shadi mein Abdullah Diwane. It's for India, it's like that, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still vaguely popular. A lot of people, the hype initially was there. I would say not. Do you think it's less because of Qatar and all these so-called controversies?
I think it is lesser this time because I think a few of their brands also launched their campaigns late around the FIFA World Cup, and it has.
Because people were worried it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, and there are the build-up to it also hasn't been as usual. Otherwise,
no, it has, but it's in Arabic, so you and I haven't followed it. It's been pretty big in its own way. Yeah.
Yeah, over there possibly, but the whole thing about like say even 2018 Russia or 2014 Brazil, you could sense the whole build-up.
Why didn't we just give him the next World Cup also, so he left Ukraine alone? He's a 22 Tukar, and everybody will be calm in Russia. Listen, we can't go to war. We have to win a World Cup. Everything would have been fine.
Yeah, and they went into the quarterfinals last time.
Yeah,
5-0 they beat
now
Saudi.
The pressure's on Qatar because normally the home country always escapes the group stages, right? The host country.
Only once it's not happened where South Africa did not qualify in
2010.
Bafana. Yeah,
right.
So they didn't qualify, but it was a bit of history yesterday because the home team has never lost its first game in the World Cup, and yesterday was the first time.
But you expected them. I know they've started an academy and they've got a lot of local players.
Aspire Academy,
Yeah, 70-80% are actually local.
Yeah.
So I'm told.
In fact, one of the captain, Hassan Al Haidos, is I think one of the alumni from there.
This is what I mean about Nishad being the king of sport. Only he knows the names of the Qatari players. In Qatar, they're struggling. Kaun hai, they're asking.
First I thought Hassan Al Haidos, so I thought of Matthew Hayden.
That's how you put it together.
Haidos, yeah. But,
so it's still the stepchild of cricket, is it not? Football, I tell you. But we shouldn't talk big about football World Cup. First win a cricket World Cup. It's been some time now. Yeah.
Oh, it's been some time. 2013 was the last time that India won the ICC event. So anyway, we wrote this, looking back at that because in 2007, nobody had any idea what the T20 format was about.
Yeah.
And, in fact, I spoke to Jeff Lawson as well, who was the Pakistan coach.
Right.
And even Pakistan went about it in a very simple way. But the guy running, what the brain behind the Pakistan campaign was actually Misbah Ullah. So Misbah had...
Who's an engineer?
MBA.
Traditionally, they have two really educated guys who run the team.
But Misbah was coming back after a few years. He had figured out T20 cricket and he would tell these guys...
He played the first year of the IPL also when things were okay.
For Royal Challengers Bangalore.
And he did okay as well.
And I think he was the first player to be hit wicket in the IPL.
Yeah, that's okay. It's not hate wicket, it's hit wicket. See,
hit wicket.
The relations were good.
But at the time, Misbah would find new ways to get out. So
that was heartbreaking, if you're a Pakistani supporter. I mean, even as an Indian supporter, it was... Who could have scripted that end? Just going back to Shishan bowling and then our friend, what's his name, the medium pacer who took
Joginder bowled.
That was his Balwinder Singh Sandhu moment, right? Sorry.
And people talk about Joginder, and I was going through. He actually had
He played a little bit after that for India.
No, that was his last game for India.
It was last game for India.
Last game for India.
India, stand up and explain this. Joginder took you to the final trophy, and this is how we treated him.
And he bowled very well in that match. Actually, he had bowled 3 overs before that.
Selector ban jao. What is this nonsense?
Third, I've not played test matches for India, so I don't.
But this is the one format where the slow medium bowler, like what New Zealand had in the 90s, like Gavin Larson, etc. That kind of guy can actually do something in the T20 format.
You can.
We seem to have lost. There are not too many of them around.
Yeah, there is one player from England whom I watched in the PSL, and he was also a part of I think the Punjab Kings this year, called Benny Howell. Bowls off a short run up, the wicketkeeper stands up and is not very easy to play.
Yeah.
And he's got that Gavin Larson type of thing, does a little bit with the ball.
Nibbles here and there, and it's less than 120.
Yeah, around that.
KM,
and I saw him bowl in the PSL, and he was more than decent and can bat a bit as well. So, those dibbly-dobbly, wibbly-wobblies, they sort of can be.
Yeah.
But then again, that tells us, I know that we always go off on a tangent, but that tells us how way ahead of times was Martin Crowe.
Really? We'll come back to that for a second. I want to just mention to everyone who's listening and worried, yes, unfortunately, we are both cricket nuts and football slightly nuts and sports nuts. So that's going to be a problem in this conversation. Most women I've ever met say get lost the moment I start talking about sports like this. Except my lovely mother, who's the only one who's holding her. She was invested in. I mean, that's really a sports nut. Ecuador is playing Qatar. You don't know a single name. You have no research, nothing. But she's invested. And I'm watching her expressions, and all that. How we Indians overreact to everything. It's just fabulous. What a country, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's it about the FIFA World Cup, right? I mean, everyone watches. And I think there are a few shout-outs.
No, Mayank Jain has just interrupted us on the Joginder strain. Joginder gave up cricket himself, went for a government job and is chilling since then.
No, he didn't. He played.
Mayank to sala joking karte hai.
He actually dismissed Sachin in his last Ranji game in Haryana. Yeah. So that was in 2013.
But I thought Sachin played his last Ranji game in 1989 itself.
No, that was one game where in the second innings he got 75, 76 and chased down the score for Mumbai. But
so the man who destroyed Waqar Yunus, Wasim Akram, some of the best West Indian quicks of the 90s, Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh, he got out of Joginder.
Yeah, it was the Lahali pitch with grass on it, moving a bit around, and
he was beaten for pace.
Joginder, to tell you, why he is an inspiration is because he had a terrible road accident in 2011. To bounce back from
there
there,
goes the comedy guys.
We were
going to really set him up for some huge stuff.
In a year, he bounced back and he played Ranji Trophy again. And later during the pandemic also.
Why wasn't he selected for T20 after that? Considering we don't have these dibbly-dobblies anymore.
So I look at it this way. In 2007, India came back here and there was one T20 international at the CCI against Australia. The same team was retained with one addition, which was Murli Karthik came into the team after a 6-wicket haul in the ODI.
Left arm spin.
Yeah, and he played that game instead of Joginder Sharma. He was the
But
bowler.
they're not exactly set up for each other, no?
Yeah, but he had just taken 6 wickets in that ODI, and then after that was this T20 international. India then for the next 1.5 years played only one T20 international, which was in Australia.
Gaurav Pilania Singh just cause he wasn't good enough. Fair criticism that he doesn't hold a place consistently in a T20 lineup.
Well, if you look at his numbers, actually in that World Cup he had done well. In that final itself, in his first 3 overs he had conceded only 13 runs and taken a wicket. The wicket was of Yunus Khan.
Right.
And against South Africa, when India put South Africa under pressure in the middle overs, he bowled a really tight spell. So yeah, I mean, there were occasions on good batting tracks he could be taken off for runs. But people don't talk about his batting. He didn't get to bat. Otherwise, he was a very big hitter. And possibly, if we had possibly seen him as a batsman, who knows, we may have seen a longer career. But because I remember him hitting a few for Chennai Super Kings as well in the first few seasons.
Well, the big question of who's the number 4 has been solved. So, Joginder, Surya, we call him Surya Prakash here.
Surya Prakash
is number 4 to stay for a long time now. Basically, not doing so many ads. Every time the ad break happens, it's Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, occasionally it's Bumrah. But where's my Surya Prakash Kumar Yadav?
That's going to change.
I would think that please, advertisers, get it right now. It's so quick.
In fact, there was a report last week that I was reading now that brands are flocking to his managers and have approached them. Yeah.
All ex-cricketers, huh?
You've got nowadays an athlete has got like an agency managing, right? So it's not just one guy, there are others. So apparently there have been approaches, and who knows, we'll see Surya Kumar on TV very soon. And that's something I remember with Dhoni as well. I mean, for 1 year into his, you didn't see him on ads, and then suddenly he was everywhere.
Yeah, but Dhoni with his long hair was very telegenic initially. He stood out from the rest.
Oh yeah,
he was like a blast from the past because the hairstyle was from somewhere else, etc., etc. I think he's what you see is what you get. Personality which always works well for an advertiser.
And with Dhoni, it was that uncomplicated approach, and the way he just went about his batting and just hitting those big sixes. Of course, later he tempered it down with responsibility.
No, it was always, for me, I think people misread that. He always began slowly, he was a little pushing here and there, and then he ended with the explosion. It's a lot like how I am in the bedroom. I was. I'm not. I'm nothing now. I'm the guy who gets the towel. Towel lana? Madam ka complete ho gaya? Okay. Sorry. Sky is getting trained in acting. Kushal is... I love this. This chat is just... We don't have a kind word for anyone. The guy is playing the best cricket of his life. Now he's getting trained for acting. Fair enough, because I think durable career. Started late, a bit like Mike Hussey, they say. The Mike Hussey of India in a sense. And now, do you see him in red ball as well?
At least that's what, a few experts say, that he's an all-round player.
I don't know why not. I mean, watching him bat in Australian conditions and all, I mean, when he was on, bro. Yeah, it's the best batting I've seen for a while.
But again, now where will you bat him as well? That is the question.
Well, let me just say all good things come to an end, and then you have to fill up positions in an 11. I won't take names and all that. But then the next year to 18 months, I see at least 2, maybe 3 places free.
Yeah, that could be possible, because now the focus will be completely on the 50-over World Cup. So, that is going to be really...
Hence, we are playing 3 cracker one-day games against Bangladesh in December, and followed by 2 test matches. You don't think we can lose, no? I'm a little worried.
Bangladesh, there's always that fire, and last time...
And they hate India.
Oh, yeah.
I feel when they play us, they are really angry.
They're angry
before the toss only.
And you should see...
If I could understand Bengali, I'll tell you what they are saying.
Oh, you should meet their media as well. I mean,
they're even more angry.
Oh, yeah. When I met them in...
Let's call it Angry Desh. Angry Desh is the new name.
2015 World Cup. 2015 World Cup. I still remember that whole Rohit Sharma no ball thing.
Oh.
And then in the media center.
I remember that.
In the media, we are obviously trained at the time to, be neutral and all, keep your passions in check. But some of these guys, they just let rip.
Isn't that funny? All the other journalists are like trying not to celebrate the shot and all. And the guys, It's fantastic.
And I still remember the next day was when I think someone from their board who was in the ICC had made a statement saying that, as a fan, I'm saying that was not a no ball or something.
He brought it up.
And
He hadn't digested the loss.
Oh, yeah. And, it was really...
I don't want to start a war and all, but I always feel that India, Pakistan, when they play, the players actually don't have any enmity. Really.
They don't.
But Bangladesh and India, and more from Bangladesh's side, is very, very strong. Because you can just see their emotions. Of course, they're an emotional team, probably the most emotional team on display. Yeah.
Oh, yes. And I think the emotions also have gotten the better of
But
them.
why do they hate us?
Well,
it can't just be Rohit Sharma's no ball. It's got to be more than that.
It's got to be, I think, with more like a big brother syndrome, maybe.
But why, they don't have that with Pakistan. They don't have that with, say, Sri Lanka. Why us?
That's what I've never understood.
Actually, there are 4 brothers and we are the oldest.
Yeah.
Which is true. First there was India.
Yeah.
Then there was Pakistan. Then there was Bangladesh. Or Sri Lanka kab aa gaya? Just check quickly, Google.
And
Sri Lanka is having a rebirth. It's coming back now.
And I still remember when, whenever, like when I went to Dhaka, that thing was always there, to get the better of India. They just wanted it so...
It's like New Zealand, Australia is what you're saying. New Zealand always wanted to get Australia and finally did. After not winning a match in 5 years or something in Australia.
But in rugby, they've always had the upper hand.
Wow, you really switched tracks, yeah. So, can you say all blacks or is that anti-woke?
Why? It's all blacks. That's the name of the
what?
team.
I don't know. I'm just checking, guys.
No, I've got a flag at home.
When in doubt, pull the book out and just put it in front of the screen.
Yeah.
You said we. Who's we? Who's we who's made the book?
So me and Sachin Bajaj, who's my co-author,
and Sachin Bajaj,
also who's
fitness
co-founded
fanatic.
Yeah, Niche Sports.
Lives at Oval Maidan. I know him.
Yeah, and is a part of CCI correct, a lot of other places.
He used to take tours and all. He's very involved with admin also.
Oh yeah. Very, very much involved in that. So, obviously
he's one of those great Indian admin coachy guys who knows a lot about the game, does a lot for the game, but has never ever looked like he's played the game.
Well, he has actually played for CCI.
I don't believe it. I want pictures.
He has played for CCI.
Where was he fielding?
I have no idea.
Was he in a wheelchair? Oh, you know what I mean. So for the woke people, just I apologize.
Oh, you just love taking on the woke people, don't you?
Nishad, you're the wrong guy to come. You caused me to think about all these things.
Oh.
I can't see young Bajaj. I'm thinking he's not really fast. Where do you put him?
Don't worry. I'm also a lawyer, so it's okay.
Are you still practicing?
No, I'm not. But
Gujarat is winning.
But I think your dad's a lawyer, right?
Yeah, my dad passed away unfortunately.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Not only my dad, my grandfather, my great grandfather. So 3 generations, and I'm 1 year LLB.
1 year now.
Yeah, my cousin Vinny. Hey, Tony, I can do it for you.
Yeah. 1 year LLB, and then
so you can practice. You can take a book. You can. Now nobody uses books anymore, but you can. You can take your knowledge into the court and you can practice.
No, but I should know what to do, right? It's like after 10 years, just coming in and practicing. Oh, that's a big statement.
Sorry, we got a googly here. I have to stop you midstream because Samir Korpekar, as usual, brings the ball away from the right-hander and then brings it in with the wrong one. India hasn't won an ICC trophy in non-Congress years. You take this one, Nishad.
I take this one.
I know you're a strong supporter of the government. I'm a neutral. I'm whoever gives me less taxation and lets me save money. I'm for those guys.
Okay, so if we are going to do this, it's very difficult.
But people are superstitious. People think like that.
People are superstitious, and then when the World Cups were won, 2011 and 1983,
there was only one cup.
The presidents.
11 no, but in 83 there was only one party.
The presidents of the BCCI were from Nagpur. So next time, do we have to ensure
that... Maharashtrian touch now into it.
Yeah, so should we do that?
Well, we have our Nagpur stand-up comedian.
And the captain was from a school called DAV. So next time, should a captain be chosen who's from a school called DAV? Because Kapil Dev was DAV Chandigarh.
I've shot that. I didn't know he was from DAV Chandigarh.
Yeah, DAV Chandigarh.
In 96, I shot it for MTVU.
Yeah.
Why didn't they ever tell me that? This is the famous one where the principal confiscated the camera because he heard that we were asking boys and girls what color chaddis they had and all. Completely true. But I was like a 20-odd years and with 18, 19-year-olds, what do we talk about? Yeah,
it wasn't that school with that big playground. Huge playground.
But the principal himself, because our camera, it was like gold, right? So you have the camera attendants holding on to it.
Yeah.
So there was this scene where he's grabbing it because we had gone and presented our case to him to say, boss, it's like infotainment, ye karega, wo karega, tarif karega, college ka, all that. We went in that direction, which is not really true. It was MTV University where you talk to kids about hostel life and what do boys want to talk about girls want to talk about boys and how bad they are, whatever. It's all that, yeah. It's an irreverent, silly, stupid conversation.
It wasn't Bakra, was it?
No. Bakra was much worse. This was a sophisticated version of Bakra, yeah.
No, I still remember there was this Bakra episode where, you would go on the streets and ask people about Cyrus has been more to other colleges than his own college.
And who would not want that?
Who
would not want that?
That was a dream life.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Because now, if you're a young guy looking, and all these young girls and all for the first time in your life, can you imagine going to different colleges? It's like paradise, real paradise. 72 virgins. What are you talking about?
No, but there was that Bakra episode that I remember you were going around as a journalist and asking people questions on that the match fixing scandal or any other cricket question.
So in that, the funniest one is when we took this guy of African descent who we met, very sweet guy, but with a British accent, English accent, and we called him, and they were touring with Flintoff as captain, and we went to places in Dadar and all proper Mumbai places, where you hardcore cricket lovers are, and said, would you like to take selfie with, he was dressed in English whites and all that, would you like to take a selfie with the captain, Freddie Flintoff? Yeah. They took, nobody ever, not one person said, wait a minute, this can't be him.
Oh, so much I have to tell you this story. This happened when I was in Gujarat Lions. So we were flying. I don't remember from where to where. It was a fairly long
first
flight.
Class. By the way, guys, he's very modest, but he's like literally one of the main cogs in the wheel of the entire Gujarat. From the time they were Lions to now where they become Titans.
No, they are different teams. They are different.
But you've been there, right? It's sort of evolved, right? In a sense.
Oh, it has evolved. But this story you've got to hear of people not having any idea. I was sitting on the middle seat. The aisle seat was empty, and our team trainer was sitting next to me on the window seat. And in front of me was Dale Steyn, and next to him was our main head of security and our CEO. So once the flight took off, Dale Steyn gets up on his seat, kneels on the seat, looks back and starts chatting with me. So one of Dale Steyn's friends was also traveling. So whenever they would go to India or somewhere, he would get a few of his friends who would like to explore the country.
And who'd pay for it?
So I think Dale may have been doing it.
This is very important. You can't just call up the BCCI and say, "Mera 5 dost bhi aa rahe." Just organize business class. Yeah.
So one of them just came, he sat next to me, and the three of us are having a conversation. So it was me, Dale Steyn, and his friend. Yeah, and we are just chatting. It's been going on for one elderly gentleman comes and he taps on Dale Steyn's friend's shoulder. Excuse me. Like, yeah, yes, sir. Can I have a picture with you? And he's like, really, mate? Do you know who I am? Yes, I know who you are. I want a picture with you. Like, okay. He takes his phone camera out, gives it to Dale Steyn and tells him, take our picture.
This guy's a complete nobody.
He has no idea. And we all burst out laughing.
And we're supposed to be a cricket crazy country and we know everyone and every statistic. How does this happen?
And Dale, being the funny guy that he is, he takes a couple of pictures, flips it into selfie camera mode, makes all sorts of faces and takes pictures in his phone. And then the man comes back, who asked you to take selfies on my phone? He didn't know who the guy was.
That's a career that was kind of cut short because he was going to break all the records in bowling at one stage. Just his statistics were mind-boggling. Not the friend, Dale Steyn.
Dale Steyn. No, bad shoulder injury. So, once that gave way.
Sorry, Rohan Patil. Nishad, how to get a job in Gujarat Titans? Come on, huh? Answer.
Oh, don't worry. I mean, I get all these.
Jawab de do. These are hopefuls.
These are hopefuls, but I get all these messages.
Can you tell us, is it wrong to ask this question? What is the process to be part of the setup here? I mean, considering you're not a Ranji player or you don't have a cricket equity background in that sense.
So you've got to work your way up. There's no
You have to sleep around?
Not at all. You've got to work your way up because so I joined in as media manager at Gujarat Lions. I was very fortunate to get that opportunity. And after that, it's, taking on different roles, just being around in the circuit and then ultimately.
But be honest, you started literally at the bottom because you had no friends, no networking, nothing.
Yeah.
How did you get that first job? You just literally begged.
No, I mean, I just randomly used to write to people on LinkedIn and then.
LinkedIn is the answer.
LinkedIn is the answer, actually. And
years will pass.
And, as it happened, who was my boss at the Gujarat Lions, he read my application and then he was like, look,
how did he read the application? They don't actually read them, do they?
Oh, he read. I mean, I was lucky as well. So he read and he called me. He's like, look, I don't have a content role. At the time, I was looking at a content role. He's like, media manager banega. I was like, whoa, that was a step up. And I was 25 at the time. And I was like,
this is how the cabinet is chosen. Defense karega tu? Sir, main to karate expert hu. Yes, you are perfect.
And so that's how it started. Then luckily 5 years with the IPL, BCCI and...
No, then, you being who you are, you prove yourself, I can understand all that. But I'm just thinking that first step is so tough for most people when you come from outside the arena of anything, Because without networking, without someone making that phone call, ke mera baap ka ye wo, pehchan, you can't get into the door.
But you've got to be seen in the circuit. That's the thing. Like what I would do...
He basically picked up your writing, right? So that's the thing is the and he has to read the writing. The writing has to be...
And when I was a full-time journalist, this was back in the day.
When they were full-time journalists. now they're all anchors.
and I still remember, even on my holidays, I used to go to these cricket events because I knew that there were opportunities to make.
So you were investing in the event from 2 points of view. One is to find girls, which weren't ever there, and second was to sort of network.
Yeah,
I don't know if that answers this question, but because I think there's a lot of karma involved in this almost. The way you put it, it's not exactly like doing an MBBS and then getting a apprenticeship, and it's not so clear cut in that sense.
Yeah, it's because see, I trained in law. But now things have changed.
Everybody who's trained in law does something else. Just look at politicians. They're all lawyers.
Now, I mean, it's so different because I was teaching at a sports management college, and right now they have so many opportunities. No,
you're doing some teaching of sports management somewhere.
I was, but then the paper corrections, I couldn't get through that. It was tougher on me.
The spellings.
A lot of them would write the wrong, like it was online.
Give us an example.
Okay, I'll give you an example. So I got some of these projects, and so I would tell them, okay, choose any sports team you like and make a media plan for it and all. I received so many of those assignments which was same with only the sports teams' names changed.
Oh wow! They Googled it.
Huh? They got it from somewhere.
5 steps.
and what they didn't realize is that me, with the memory that I have, I could remember who's done what, and then in the online exams as well, because they were online, and some of them would write like, say, question number 4, question number 5. The answer for question number 5 was in question number 4, and the question number 4 answer was in question number 5.
True passion.
Yeah, it was bizarre. So then I was like, I can't do the paper corrections anymore.
See, Samir is a little tarif your side. People only see the final result, not the journey. That's true. But this haphazard way of life, playing its own role when you look at anybody's life, it's amazing. You can't really chart a course for your own life and explain it to somebody else.
You can't charter, but I mean, I remember when you met me a few years ago, and at the time, it wasn't a very easy
The Legends
phase.
thing?
When we did the Legends thing.
Yeah.
Didn't have much work at the time, but was just trying to. The important thing is to stay. It's like an old-fashioned test match. You just stay in, don't get out.
You watch the ball.
Yeah, watch the ball.
You gave the bowler the first hour.
Yeah, just
you read Bradman's Art of Cricket.
Yeah,
Excellent.
you've got to do that. And because most of the people that I started with after one point, they went in for jobs that they may not have liked. But you just wait long enough to ensure that something turns
up. You're trained. You're an engineer. You got that whole lawyer. Before that, you were trying to do an MBA also, if I remember correctly.
Oh no.
Leg out. What's the big deal?
Leg out.
People will be amazed.
I did science in 11th, 12th, failed in physics, chemistry, and maths in the prelims. So
is this also a Nagpur connection or Goa?
This is me. This is all me.
All right. Yeah. So no, it's interesting because how to explain what Nishad does, but I will drop names here. One of his closest friends, first name is Hardik, but I can't say the surname because if I say Pandya, then you'll know, right? So I can't say that. But it's amazing that just overnight, then you're running this team, and 2 or 3 of the brightest players that we have, and some foreign players who are fantastic. One South African who reinvented himself literally and is half the team in the white ball cricket completely from that season, I would think, almost. Hardik himself. Hardik, after becoming captain, has gone up. He's gone up a notch. He's just more confident, and no one can, at the end of the day, with 5 overs left in the T20 game, if you want him at the crease, whatever happens.
And it's the temperament. I mean, with Hardik, like, I've been fortunate to know him for quite a few years.
What do you call him, Hardy?
No, we call him
Hardu?
HP. So,
HP?
Yeah.
So that sounds like an equation.
Okay, so that's why I also failed in...
Yeah.
But, also when
But can you say MCBC to him? I mean, because you're...
No, come on.
I mean, no, not in a bad way, like how we talk, I'm saying. Can you talk to him like how you talk to me? Can you say, hey, come on, hurry up.
No, I wouldn't use...
Motherfucker, come on, Hardik. Do it once. Record it and play it for us,
Record it and send it to you.
Please.
But the fact that stood out for me, and which I always noticed, with him, even before he was captain, whenever I used to, in my role at the BCCI IPL, when I used to do that, and when he used to come for any pre-match interviews, one thing I noticed, he was very observant of people around, and he was very caring naturally. And as a captain, I think that served him really well.
He's an extrovert also, no?
Extrovert.
On the field, he doesn't hold back.
Likes to spend time with his teammates, and gets to know everyone personally. It was a very important factor. And I think more than anything, he was so determined after the last World Cup.
Yeah.
He took a break, he worked on his fitness.
His bowling.
And he started touching 140, I think.
I've seen him touch 145 also, when he's fully fit.
And for me, I think one of the moments of the season was when he bowled, I think, in the second game against Delhi, and he took the new ball and got the first wicket. I think that's where things were like...
He and Stokes are doing this of late now, of bowling short into the ribs as their thing. Who's the New Zealander who was doing it in the test matches? Wagner.
Neil Wagner.
Yeah, so they started having this one guy who just bowls into the body and sort of keeps them hopping on the back foot or playing the horizontal bat shot.
And the spell in the final, I think that was fantastic.
Yeah. That's the character of a captain, one who can raise his game at the right time, like we've seen in the past, the Kapil Dev effect, early days in India. Good decision. Okay, you're biased. Good decision to have him as the T20 captain going forward. This is it.
Well, I think it's going to be a little bit more clear ahead because their focus is going to be on ODIs.
Yeah.
And I think one-day cricket is going to take complete... it's going to take
for the next 12 months.
For the next 12 months.
Immediately 12 months later or whatever,
then it's going to be T20
West
cricket.
Indies,
So I think it's because a lot can change, in terms of team combinations, someone else getting into
I have
form.
only one fear, Nishad, that he'll not play red ball because he's got enough on his plate with the white ball plus the IPL captaincy plus now they're thinking of letting them play wherever we have Indian footprint like South African Premier League. So I'm worried that the red ball will go, and he could have been a great red ball player. He began so well.
He began so well that in Sri Lanka he got that great knock in Cape Town, and then he got 5 wickets at Nottingham. So all these things. But all these looking at 2024, it's very difficult to say where the Indian team will be because there will be 2 IPLs before that. There are a lot of different things. So team combinations.
I have to stop you there because people are going mad trying to figure out where Antariksh is. Himisha Singh, I hope Antariksh is fine. Somebody said that he's getting his RT-PCR report because he's never on time. He's one of the late Latifs. Who's the latest guy when it comes to your team?
No, the thing
who never
is,
makes the bus?
If the bus, because we were in the bubble, it left sharp on time. So
who missed it? Tell the truth.
No, nobody missed it. I mean, it was quite fascinating to see that everybody. So I still remember there was one occasion where we were like, where's this guy? But
names.
He was in the other bus.
What other bus?
There were 2 buses because of the whole social distancing thing and everything.
Oh, right.
So there was like, where's this guy? He was in the other bus.
Okay. So who was the guy who you thought was, but it turned out to be great?
Huh?
Who was this guy?
It was one of the net bowlers, so don't worry.
Damn it. Okay, we have to go into a break, but we have to answer this question that's, breaking the internet right now. Where is Antariksh? They're calling the cops. Or CBI is involved from what I gather right now. He's actually shooting an ad film for us.
Oh.
For his own show. Some Bakwas show called The Bakwas Show. No, the quiz show. We'll find out more about it when he comes in. You remember him, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because
sports lover.
I spent the most awkward 5 minutes in an online discussion with Antariksh. Yeah. And so I still remember that because 5 minutes, Cyrus got disconnected.
He went to us two talking cricket, and really enjoying ourselves.
Antariksh and me just sitting next to each other.
It was like an awkward date, right? Did you meet the girl for the first time?
No, it was like someone described it in the best way. It was like that Friends episode where Mike met Ross.
Yeah.
And they didn't know what to talk to each other, and they had beer with them. Just that we didn't have beer.
For the record, who was Mike and who was Ross?
Mike was obviously Phoebe's boyfriend.
In the 2 of you, who's playing who? Which avatar is yours?
I don't think neither of us are divorced, so I don't think either of us can be Ross.
I don't want to point fingers, but in a sense he is. But we'll take a break and then come back. We'll come back. Here's the break. Oh, we're back, and of course not paying attention because we're all watching somebody else's podcast.
And Surya Prakash is here.
Surya Prakash is
Surya Prakash, yes.
Surya Prakash is here.
Before we go further, with respect to Grim Fandango, the guy with the most equity in the show, never crave for the ad break so much, even if it's Niv. Break, guys. It's all great, but why snacking off on poor Niv? What the hell?
Yeah.
You haven't met Niv. We do have females on the show. Don't judge by us, all right? 1 or 2 girls do come. They don't stay, but we do get girls from time to time.
I would like to apologize. I'm joining you in after the break, after the first half.
Because you were very busy. You're like the young Amitabh Bachchan.
I was,
get your date. He's on one set and then he's go to the next set.
I was reading about my cricketing knowledge. I was reading about my cricket knowledge. I was finally heard about this book called Limitless, which is based on the movie Limitless.
Then? Might as well show the book.
It's based on the movie Limitless and the TV show of the same name, right? Isn't it?
TV show.
It's about a drug that Nishad has been taking.
Rohit Shetty is going to make the movie. He's already signed up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're looking at 4 young guys to play the main characters.
Oh, could we be one of some of them?
You maybe. I'll be playing the father.
Oh, great. Wow, nice.
Yeah. Nishad has seen Friends. Whoa, Bright, Kaufman, Crane have left the building. The writers.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
Bright,
okay.
Kaufman, and Crane.
They left the
See, I know quite a bit thanks to my daughter. Really, I owe her so much. I'm lost, with all these references.
You know this because you saw the reunion, right?
With
the Friends
daughter.
reunion. With the daughter.
Who then, if you have a younger teenager in the house, they coach you. They take you through it. Like it's like a PhD. It's a different experience. So and so this, so and so that. That's what happened. I hated Friends within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I couldn't bear it.
And then you remade it. That's why.
Yeah, that's why you remade it into an Indian version.
Screw them,
It has to be
one for the
This is the way you do it, right?
Yeah. Don't fuck with the Desi community, guys. Yeah.
And what was your character in that role?
In the Matt
Joey.
LeBlanc, Joey.
Matt LeBlanc.
Joey.
Zoe.
No,
yeah.
Joey.
We can't say Joey. Or Zoe.
I remember watching one episode and a cracker burst.
You don't have to
in
say
your
one
hand.
episode. You can just say I remember watching because everyone watches one episode.
And no, and the
I was
cracker
watching
burst
it
in your
yes,
hand.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
A cracker burst in your
Which is
hand.
a direct thing from the...
That's oh wow. Who says Tom Cruise does his own stunts? Cyrus Brocha does his own stunts.
No, I didn't. I made Nikhil hold it because he doesn't feel scared about anything. And then they just show my face.
Who was the third friend?
Mr. Dimri, Anil Dimri. He was a model.
Oh.
He was a jawline and all that. And he was from Uttarakhand, so the Hindi-speaking guy of the show.
Oh, okay.
And the whole idea was to keep one or two really good Hindi-speaking to, because we are so bad, so to balance it out. And by the end, he was talking like me. Because he spent all his time with me, so I converted him into bad Hindi. As Saukar always says, yaar, tere milne ke baad mein Hindi bakwas ho gaya. Because it's true, they
Saukar
come.
says this?
Yeah, they come.
Oh, that's
They're
nice.
Delhi boys, they come here.
Saukar's Hindi is pretty good.
No,
Yeah,
it is. But
yeah.
the thing is, when they come here, they hang with us. Now,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
Hindi is different. Like even Spurge. Spurge has to talk to his dad for 5 minutes so he can
Yeah,
clean
yeah.
up Hindi in his head. If he talks to Rishi for 10 minutes before that, it's gone. Now you just start speaking Bombay.
Yeah.
Bombay is a
Are
different
kai
language.
re?
Apun and all is the least of the problems. It's much worse than that.
Yeah, it is. But
So I kid you not. So Dimri was making mistakes with the script, and Ajit Pal, the director, was like, "What's wrong? Why did you know the language?" And it comment like "मैं हूँ, मैं हो," and all that.
Yeah.
Simple mistakes were happening. I mean, why?
We got you here to get everyone else's Hindi better, not the other way around.
Oh, he did a great. I don't know which episode. There's this. We do ding dong because the sound effect of the bell is put in later, right? So. So Ajit Pal would, and he would not laugh. So this is what's happening. Huh? Ding dong is an audio cue for all of us. Ding dong, and then he has to burst through. So after 3-4 takes, the timing going wrong because he was coming late. He came early, but as he entered. On the ding, he himself said dong. So it was Ajit Pal going ding, dong. And then we couldn't recover. It took us half an hour to get over that because every time you don't get that laughing thing which goes on. So every time he opened the door, we'd laugh. Even when it was perfectly correct, the take.
And
Nice.
Kunal was also a part of the show.
Kunal, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Ganthar.
Yeah, he was given a chair. Kunal needs a chair for whatever we shoot with it.
Do bloopers of that show exist somewhere?
The
There must.
bloopers is the show. Haven't you not seen it?
Is it on YouTube somewhere?
It is.
Wow, you're so excited.
It definitely used to be. I don't know if it still is.
I think it will be on that Truth Solution or whatever, the same platform that
Truth Social.
Truth Social,
Truth
the Donald
Social.
Trump
Truth
song.
Solution.
So there's Friends, there's Donald Trump.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
Maybe we
There's
can.
Kangana announced latest
But-
speech. We've got a collection of.
But-
Rishi, you're happy with all this, huh?
have you already talked about this today?
What?
Like Donald Trump's.
No, we haven't because we were just
Okay.
discussing. Nishad's a bit of a narcissist, no?
Okay.
ये मेरा किताब है, मैंने ये किया, मैंने वो किया. Hardik is my best friend. I call him Hardy. I call him HP.
HP. Yes.
HP is a fucking petrol pump.
Or the computer.
Hey, what's with the tattoos, man? Now that you mentioned it.
I have no idea. I'll ask him that next time.
But a lot of them, no? Virat onwards, I mean, half the team
Yeah,
is just
correct,
tattoo.
You know,
Yeah.
I wanted to also get a tattoo done. Actually, 2 tattoos done, but
Yeah.
I'm just scared of the pain, so I'm not going to try.
No, now they've got a new technique that they're using, I've been told.
It's called temporary tattoos.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They use some other thing where they don't.
Someone has just said in Hello Friends, Kunal was Rachel.
Jennifer Harrison's character.
That's why there's a comma. Hello, friends.
Friends? Cyrus, I'm having a little
What's in the
difficult
gut?
time taking it seriously because of there's a tag on your spectacles that says plus 1.50.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Yeah, so this is part
That's
of
the number.
Himisha, Shweta
Yes,
and
yes, of
gang
course.
who got us the
I was there,
tag.
yes.
Well,
Great show, by the way. That
There
was,
are
huh?
6 pairs,
Yeah,
6 pairs of glasses.
Yeah.
Okay, this is pair number 1. Pair
Oh,
number 2
you're
is in
still
the
on pair
car.
number 1. Wow, touch
No,
wood.
pair, 4 pairs are in my mother's cupboard locked up for the time I break the next one. But leave it, it's fine. I love the tag. The tag, that's a...
Aren't you just going back and forth? Now you have
Papa,
six
if I
to choose
died,
from.
you'll be able to identify me, with the tag. I don't have a
Oh.
tattoo. How are you going to tell?
Oh, okay.
There's no tattoo.
Correct.
Well,
Nobody else can have a
there are
plus
only 2 ways.
1.50.
You look into my pants
number.
and say, oh my God,
Oh
that's
my
it?
God.
Oh, yeah.
No, but okay, someone's saying that they actually like the show. No jokes, guys.
Then there were no jokes. That's the problem. The comedy show with no jokes just went on. And the one funniest part for me is Kunal laughing. Kunal really laughs. I don't know what he was laughing at. But that's his acting laugh.
Correct,
This is him laughing. I was watching the back shake and all. So he was actually laughing. He loved Niv. He went. I thought he was a creepy old man, and Kajal was there.
Nivedita
He
Prakash?
only Nivedita, Nivinder.
Oh, at the show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
You
randomly
and
talking
names.
about.
You and names.
I thought I got on your Hello Friends. Like, who's Niv on Hello Friends?
There was no Surya Prakash.
Yeah, the spy.
It's a narcotics abuse.
Yeah, Surya Prakash will be
Yeah.
spy, right?
Also, also what I was doing in the last 30 minutes before the show.
You got the name right.
Narcotics.
Yeah, shooting your ad, is it?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so coming out to Niv, so he loved Niv. And he gave me a lecture in the car going back. She has such an original voice. You know those pompous statements that people make, you know.
Very, very
I
funny.
mean, she was great. They were all
She was
great.
hilarious, yeah.
But the way he went on, I felt a little creepy. Because there were only two girls in the lineup. Kajal, though already there's problems with him and Kajal. And then he goes for this Niv. And she did this whole tam girl talking in Hindi.
Very funny.
Which is
Very
really funny. The whole setup is great. And it's very
Yeah.
real because that's her and etc.
Yeah.
etc. So he loved that original voice and real voice and all that. I just got crept out because the difference in ages are 41 years or something. I mean, that's a lot, you know, to
Hey,
call up a girl.
Hemisha saying कि Kunal laughed a lot on the show that day. He was sitting right next to me.
That's
And
what
he
I,
was, yeah.
Hemisha, I know that. We saw him.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, because whenever we're in trouble, we look for Kunal. Because normally he's never paying attention. You know what he's done? There was an opening of a play when I was in MTV with Maria, Nafisa, and Nikhil in the lead.
Okay.
I can't remember the name, but it's a slightly poignant story about HIV, AIDS, and all that. You know, little heavy stuff. And we were in the front row because they gave us tickets and you had to go and support your people and all. Tata Theatre front row. Guys, if you've been to Tata Theatre, the acoustics are fantastic. You can hear the audience as well as they can hear the performers equal. The acoustic. Spurs, when Spotify releases you, perform in Tata Theatre. You get great respect and love. So, 5 to 7 minutes on, Nikhil is talking on stage or with Maria about somebody having HIV and, you know, only 6 months to live. And the audience is going like, you know, feeling really sad and all. And then we hear this sound.
Oh, wow.
First
He's
row.
fallen asleep.
First row. He slept through it. And then
Wait, he didn't snore. You're making that up.
Listen to hypocrisy. Then we go backstage. I didn't know they knew, you know, I mean, vaguely, whatever. I didn't know anyone knew. I go backstage and he's telling everyone, fantastic. Bahut badhiya. Whoa, well played, guys. Well played. And apparently the director was so angry with him, so angry that we had to actually take him home quickly because the guy was getting like, a few laughs happen every time the poignant moment and you go, it can work on our podcast.
Did he become a permanent addition to the show then after that? Okay, you just sit in the
No,
audience.
but you're right,
Maybe
but the
we'll laugh.
audience came for him.
Yeah, correct. Oh, great.
Okay,
Okay, let's get to one of the topics that we had other than Nishad's book, of course.
Limitless.
Limitless.
Limitless. Topics are limitless.
Topics are limitless. Donald Trump is back on Twitter. Elon Musk had done a poll.
No, he's they accept. He's
correct,
saying
correct.
no.
His account is back on Twitter.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
hasn't
if
been
he
active
wants
yet.
to, if he wants
correct,
to.
if he wants.
But he's sulking. And
Yeah.
he's saying, "Maine
And he's trying to say Truth Social, mera Truth Social abhi chalega.
Yeah.
Any day now.
And Truth Social sounds like it was made in Delhi or something. No? What the hell name is this?
Yeah.
Hey,
Social
this-
Truth? Why do you want
This is going to
social
be
truth?
terrific. It's my platform. It's going to be terrific.
But even Twitter as an Indian word is tough. No? Twitter. How do you say
Twitter.
it? Twitter.
Oh, Twitter.
Go call your uncle in Ludhiana and ask him.
Uncle ji. Hello. Hello, uncle.
Tutor.
Okay.
Tutor.
Yeah, so Truth Sociality.
Truth Social.
That's
Social.
for the Indian audience. Donald Trump wanted to not come on Twitter.
But
Sorry.
Truth Social sounds more like a bar.
I don't know what it sounds like. I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
It sounds
Who
like a
thought
bar.
in a place called Truth.
No, it makes sense to have it makes sense to have a one-man platform. Now they're all one-man platforms. Elon Musk has a one-man platform. This guy has a one-man platform.
Correct.
But what's really going on with Twitter? It's like every day you think it's going to go off.
Look, whatever he's touched, it's gone gold. You know, in a sense.
So I think there'll be a turnaround period, man. And somehow I don't know why, but somehow like Elon Musk. So right now people are shitting on him a lot, but he has built.
No,
these,
but
like,
I heard people discussing on
multi-billionaire-
YouTube, which is always
multi-billionaire
correct, that $1 trillion empire
Yeah,
will
exactly.
come out of
that's
this.
what- yeah.
And people are trying to buy equity in the company and also there are a lot of people who think just reputation. Forget
So-
what he's doing and we can't understand and the sacking,
correct.
whacking and all that. Look,
Yeah, yeah.
perspective.
We built a new
We
team.
did this with Bitcoin.
What he did it with Bitcoin?
No, I'm saying we did it.
Oh, we did.
We had shows
What?
about
Yeah.
Bitcoin and
He did push Bitcoin a lot, though, didn't he? Not or
he
Doge.
sort of did.
I
yeah.
think
He did.
He
He
was
did.
trolling a lot. Yeah.
And you were very much part of the Bitcoin movement.
Hey, I got my
But-
money, man.
but-
I made some money.
Yeah.
So did I. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was
it's
pretty
fine.
good.
Thanks, Elon.
Amit is selling his car.
I'm in Twitter. I'm in. All sold. You know, he wants to make like a super app. That's what he's saying, right? Like in Indonesia and all. Like
Yeah.
That's how I know Indonesia because
Because of
history.
your ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
Nishad, I'll just quickly
but-
tell you because you
No,
may
no,
not
no,
know.
please.
He has an
Let's not,
ex-girlfriend who ran away to
again.
Indonesia and married his friend
Again.
and didn't return the presents.
Yeah,
that
that's
he
what she
gave her.
did. Yeah,
A projector was 45,000 rupees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That be
The
or
tickets
no.
would have
She
been
sent
more
back the
costly.
pictures of Silvery.
But the
Yeah.
tickets,
She
would have
sent
been
me
more.
pictures of her with the gift.
Yeah.
And she sent those back.
Yeah.
to me.
So Truth Social is the hello friends to Twitter's friends. This is
Take Mayank off the chat.
So anyway, he wants to make a super app.
Wait,
So, like,
Kushal is
basically-
saying soon Twitter will have the same number of staff as IBM. How many are we?
we are like 75, 80?
No, but how
Yeah.
many? Like 40?
75, 80.
75, 80?
Yeah.
That's a bit. We need to trim that a bit.
Correct.
एक दो को
Twitter.
बात हो जाए.
Uh,
Have you ever done that? Have you sacked anyone in Gujarat?
Obviously not.
have you ever Cyrus fired
No,
someone?
he's like management now, bro.
Yeah, correct. But you've been
I'm not.
managing for a
I'm
year-
not.
for a
Even
few
a
years.
chauffeur worked for us. The wife got rid of him. I was feeling so bad actually.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that. I never felt comfortable.
Ah.
I can get aggressive and all that, but later on I'll cool down and I'll feel bad. I'm a bad leader, boss. Don't come to me. It takes a certain personality type to sack people. It's not
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah, that's it. You're fired.
But that's a show, yeah. It's not acting.
That's
They're
it,
getting
you're
paid
fired.
anyway. That I could do.
Yeah.
All right. Are you doing an audition?
For what?
For playing Donald Trump
on
on SNL.
IBM, we have no idea.
After Alec
Hey,
Baldwin
you're
retires.
going to talk about your show. Aren't you?
So yeah. So
No,
my
no.
show.
You're ashamed.
no,
This is
no,
like
it's
my
not.
show. Both
So
our shows
the
we're
thing is-
ashamed of. So
the
we
thing
don't
is,
really want to.
It's there. It's
Yeah.
there.
We are
It's just
hoping.
there.
We are hoping
It's on
to.
Truth Social.
Yeah, we are hoping it comes out this Saturday, but we are still a little
But
fast and loose.
Silvery
with
and
the
time. So it could be
Yes.
Sunday.
Could be
We have
anything.
no
Could be
idea.
anything.
Yeah.
It'll be half an hour late
Yeah.
on the day.
What's
But
the show?
yes,
It's a quiz show, no?
It's called Just a Filmy Game Show with me, Antariksh Thakkar.
Wow. So
It's,
it's
a
very-
Bollywood movies game.
It's a very mature effort at
Yeah.
promoting quizzes. Yeah.
Of course, why not?
And
It's,
then-
but
And
you
what are
just
the
come-
questions like?
So we
You
play,
want them before?
We play different games.
No, an
We
example.
play various games of Bollywood movies, like Bollywood Taboo, where you can't, you have to make the person guess the name of the movie without actually mentioning the words or the title of the name of the movie. Then there are games like
Give us an example. What does that mean? How do you guess?
I mean, I'll have to prepare. So I wanted to release this information out to the public.
So you're doing a
when-
show you have no interest in whatsoever.
No, I wanted to prepare like a whole quiz thing for you.
Oh,
and the
okay.
next
So we'll
episode
do it
I'm
the
on.
next time,
Yeah,
like
exactly,
a
that's
promo.
what-
Now I get it.
Yeah,
Now I
yeah.
get it.
So
Cool.
that was the other end.
All right, let's go.
But
to
it's coming out on this Saturday, and now the cat's out of the bag because Cyrus.
Is it a coffee with Karan ripoff? They
just-
just clarify.
Yeah.
Because you've been mistaken for Karan.
Oh no,
Johar.
not at all. This is way more games.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, it's
and
a
and
game
no
show, man.
hampers.
It's a
And
Bollywood
no
game show.
hampers.
Hey, you get a title.
Oh, title.
Yeah, you
That's
get a
it.
title. You won.
Will the questions be if you're with a man in a lift and you feel aroused, what would you do? Those kind of questions, or is it a little bit more to do with the film itself?
The movies,
Oh, how
Bollywood
boring.
movies.
I prefer the first question.
But if in a movie someone
Have
got
you-
stuck in a lift with
oh,
someone
so you
else.
do the reference from
Yeah,
the.
that's possible.
It's
That's
reference
possible.
to
Anything's possible.
context.
Anything's possible.
All
Yeah,
right.
So have you ever done an interview like this where you have been asked such questions?
I've done all
Lovely.
kinds of interviews, but I'm not a listener. So I just make my own answers anyway. They're always disconnected, yeah. You know, that's the problem most men have, I think. They just don't listen well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you say?
What did you say?
Okay, Silvery doing a quiz is like Chandler playing Bamboozled.
Yeah.
2 minutes of silence for quizzing enthusiasts. Surya Prakash is the quiz master. That's
There are some
fantastic.
cricket films.
Yeah.
You'll have some cricket movies to do
Yeah.
as well.
Oh yeah.
And he's not that bad in sports as he pretends. Now he's milking it. You know,
You've
how
watched
the,
Lagan,
the
right?
dumb blonde
Yeah,
pretends
of
to be more
course.
dumb.
Multiple times.
You've
Yeah,
watched
sure.
Lagan,
But
right?
Lagan should not be the quintessential
That's-
cricket film.
that's-
Iqbal.
That's how I know my cricket.
Okay.
Is through Lagan, man.
Awal number.
Correct.
Lagan, the rules are all over the place.
Chamatkar
Yeah.
is another.
Awal number. Come
Yeah.
on.
And by
Hum
the
aapke
way,
account.
they
Tuffy is
fought,
great at
Lagan,
cricket.
cricketers fought not to pay tax.
Yeah,
Now they're paying tax for everything.
correct. Wow.
Yeah, it's all failed.
All
Have you
comes-
watched Awal
all comes
number?
around.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you must watch Awal number. Amir Khan batting in a dead game, third ODI at Brabant Stadium, and all men are round the bat.
And
All 11 men almost.
Yeah.
Obviously, the bowler, wicket
10
keeper.
plus 1, yeah.
Yeah, all of them are around the bat, and he's hitting them for 4s and 6s, and Australia don't bother to change the field.
Right.
Oh, wow.
All men are still round the bat.
Right. And Amir is batting at what position?
Amir, I think he must have come in at 3 or 4.
No. 1,
No,
2,
no.
3,
1,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
and not out.
No, and
And
the
in the
guy,
background,
and the guy,
ek, do, teen,
and the guy who
char,
was
panch.
dropped,
Oh.
and the guy who was dropped
Yeah.
from the team is trying to blast the stadium.
Oh wow.
He's the villain.
He's the villain.
What?
And,
That's extreme, man.
and he's the
You think Dinesh Karthik is going to do something stupid in the next week or so?
and he's the brother of the board president, and the board president is also a cop, and he stops him. And the board president is
Wow.
Devanand.
Wow, this
And
is
Devanand,
like Shakti almost.
Board president is
The
board
brother,
president and a cop.
father
and a
was-
cop.
What?
And
Why does
Devanand,
why does he have a
Devanand,
side gig? Why does the cop have
Because
a
he has
side
to make
gig?
money. So as a cop, he makes money. And
and Devanand in that movie.
Devanand's in the movie.
Devanand is in the movie. He's got a dead wife, and that dead wife's photo is on the wall, and that photo is of Cindy Crawford. You've got to see this.
Listen, if it's his movie, he's got every right to have a nice wife. Yeah, even if
Nice.
she's dead.
But Cindy Crawford was very much alive and, I don't know, 60 years younger than
But
him.
she's also Cindy.
Our
yeah.
number is the Hello Friends. Our number is the Hello Friends of Lagan.
I'm going to watch it now. It's a great
Yeah,
ad.
no,
I'm
sorry,
going to
no.
watch it for sure.
Really,
Please make
absolutely.
sure it's part of your quiz. Huh?
Oh,
Yes, our
you
number.
must also have you
Who
seen
made the
Victory?
film? Who's the director?
I'm not
Anybody.
sure. Yeah, but have you seen Victory? Harman Baweja,
Yeah,
has-
I've seen Victory.
No, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've
where-
seen bits of it. Yeah.
where they've had all, they actually hired
Devanand directed
all the
it.
cricketers.
Devanand directed it.
Dev Anand
Yeah.
directed it.
Hence, he always gives himself the best girl, even if she's not there.
Yeah, Cindy
I don't blame him.
Crawford.
I respect that so much. I'll take her.
Okay, so
Alright.
but yeah, so it's yeah.
Sorry, you
No,
were trying to make
Mayank
topic.
says
No,
it
it's
was
fine.
his mother, if I remember correctly.
Cindy's the mother.
Wow, Cindy's
Okay,
his
did I
mother.
get that?
Cindy was 40 years young, 40 years younger than Devanand at the time. He plays his mother.
But his father's genes were really strong. That's what happened.
yeah. I mean, that's just beautiful. Only in India.
Yeah. No, I was talking about the Twitter thing, how Donald Trump is back on Twitter. And basically what happened was the way he got back, his account was reactivated was that-
51% said we want
Exactly,
him on.
51%.
Out of
He did a
15
poll.
million,
Elon Musk
yeah.
did a poll from his own account.
Tighter than Brexit
51%.
vote.
But I feel Elon
Yeah,
Musk
yeah, really
controls
good.
these polls. You know, you can just make the statistics.
Also,
up,
yeah,
you know.
like there are bots.
51.7%.
We know there are fake accounts.
Well, he's against bots. In the
So
first
how,
place.
what does that mean? Bots still exist.
You're
He's
against
not
them
got
until you
on the
need
platform
them,
yet.
then
Yeah,
you're
correct.
for them.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's
Is Elon Musk Indian?
but it's like but imagine it was what 51.8 or something.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
Yeah, it was like
Very
the Brexit
close.
vote,
Exactly.
52-48.
That's good
Yeah,
enough.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
you're ahead of the game. But what's going to happen in India
Yeah.
in a lot of the elections? Just
But then
landslide won't happen.
the 48 could win because Trump, Hillary, even though Trump got lesser votes, he
Yeah.
did win.
Yeah, there you go.
So then what if he just says, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
you guys,
That's good
because
maths,
of the
Silvery. Yeah.
electoral ballot or whatever you had.
No, I'm worried. At the moment, he will win. Have you not noticed Joe Biden? It was his birthday 2 days back, and he had to be told.
What?
Yeah.
That Trump is running.
No, that is his birthday.
Oh, it's his birthday.
Bro, you can't run. Due
Yeah,
respect, not to be ageist about these things, but you cannot be statesman when
But,
you're in your
so you
failing
think he's
years.
running for sure? Joe Biden for another
Joe
year?
Biden can't run. Have you seen him?
He's
He's using all the wrong phrases.
fighting. He can't fight also.
Right now,
Fighting
he'll
election.
be blown out of the water. Republicans will win whoever they put up, DeSantis or this.
But
DeSantis.
that's apparently like polling wise. Apparently that's a very common thing where in the second term the running president who is
But very
running
rare
in
for you
is
to-
already fighting
incumbency.
losing battle. You know.
Yeah, anti-incumbency, but also the fact that he's alternate
Popularity wise.
term. No, it's very rare for an alternate term guy to come back.
Yes.
You know, after skipping a term.
That is
I think
true.
this is one or two examples. In
I think there are
200
just one or
years.
two.
Yeah. But then Donald
But you
Trump
know,
is
they've-
all about originality.
Like their media has already started making the same mistakes they made the first time when Trump got elected.
not like our media.
Yeah, like our media don't make
Our media don't
mistakes.
mistakes.
No
Naik
mistakes?
time.
No.
Okay, look at this. I remember a movie where Feroz Khan was Feroz Khan's dad was Mukesh Khanna, and
Oh, yeah.
Mukesh Khanna is younger than Feroz
Yeah,
Khan
by a lot.
by a lot. Yeah,
This is a Shaktiman Mukesh Khanna.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Bhishma Pitama Mukesh.
Yeah,
Khanna.
exactly.
Yeah.
Who also made some strange comments about women, which we played on our show. You brought it up.
But
Yeah.
like
But turned out to be he was
yeah.
being sarcastic or
he was in
We
a
don't
larger
know.
context. It's not as offensive as
you
think.
just because he's a Khanna, there's some relative
No,
of yours, so you decided to.
No,
yeah.
we aired the entire thing.
Hmm.
I told you also.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's my
That's
Khanna?
how you know.
Where's my Khanna
That's
from
how-
Ludhiana?
yeah.
Who sent me all my presents?
Let's quickly.
Yeah, where are you? We've not seen you. I finally saw the show and it's gone off. It looks like
Can we quickly do one more topic?
Who are you asking?
It's very interesting.
Are we voting? I say no.
Voting.
Please say yes. Come on, you can get a yes.
Yes for?
He said yes. I'll take that as a yes.
That's good enough. That's how they fool the voter. Nisha, this has been happening across the
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
Even on Twitter, when I said yes to Donald Trump's, I was like, what am I voting for? I had no
Okay,
idea.
just like Swoosh says,
But
just
anyway.
like Trump, we want Amit back here on CnB. Please create a poll. Let's
Yeah.
put a crow. Because Amit is giving us trouble. Actually, he's really busy, etc. No, but let's see the poll. If a lot of people want
Why
him.
do we need a poll? We're gonna get him back
Well,
anyway.
Cyrus, there is a
It's
very
his show.
bizarre thing. Donald Trump on Twitter one day bizarrely started following Damian Martin.
The cricketer?
Yeah,
How?
even I don't know.
He obviously mistook him from somebody
Oh,
else.
David Martin
what
just-
is crazier though? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm cutting you in. But you know that guy in Delhi, Aftab Poonawala, who just killed someone?
Yes, don't
Yeah?
say the guy in Delhi.
No.
Just, that sounds like a normal guy hanging
Yeah.
around,
Dude,
walking the streets of
dude,
Vasant
turns
Vihar
out-
with his Pomeranian. Yeah, this is lucky. You can pat him. He doesn't bite. Go on.
Turns out he is a food vlogger, and I've been following him for like a few years. I had no idea how the fuck. Yeah,
Silvery,
this is crazy. I know.
Whatever you
And I have
do,
another common friend who follows him. This
just
is
make
very
sure. Can we check your fridge?
And you thought it
And,
fit to share
check
it.
my fridge. Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
I'll check if I bought any new fridges.
So I just
Yeah.
now when I go to somebody's house, I've got a little fear. Do you have that little fear? I mean, it's a terrible thing to say, but you always
What's in their
worry.
fridge?
Like
Shit, basi
अपने
khana
बाहर
नहीं-
से मंगाओ. You know,
Yeah.
because you don't know. You don't know.
घर का खाना नहीं चाहिए.
And somebody, my son just had a bad breakup. No, I'll order from Scootsie.
Oh god, terrible. Anyway, so let's get to North Korea, where Kim Jong-un has just revealed his 9-year-old daughter to the world for the very first time.
Okay, he's
Basically-
not killed her.
Yeah, that
Okay.
we know of.
He's killed the others.
He's the original daughter.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
we know. Yeah.
But you know,
But-
I've actually
He's the only guy where the sentence actually came out from somebody's mouth. The dogs ate your uncle.
Yeah. Correct.
but actually,
And he
you
was
know,
like, they must have been really hungry.
I've
It's
read,
fine.
and I've watched a lot of stuff on North
You're
Korea.
fascinated
Yeah.
about North Korea
Oh yeah, it is something that
It is,
really
yeah.
because they
fascinates.
don't play cricket. Yeah.
And they've got this. They decided to build the world's tallest and biggest hotel.
Yeah.
Construction started in the 80s, then it stalled because of economic problems,
Indian labor refused
and
to
it
go.
is just there. They then in
Like
the
an
in the mid
incomplete hotel.
2000s,
It's
yeah,
incomplete.
incomplete.
Yeah.
It's the world's emptiest hotel. It's one of the tallest empty hotels.
Maybe they use the same guys who make the bridges in Mumbai. We've got lots of roads and
Or
bridges which
the
are
monorail.
incomplete.
The monorail. in
monorail,
Mumbai.
yeah,
Correct,
monorails.
And then they put out a glass scaffolding on
Yeah.
it, and it's just there. So it's like,
Wow.
yeah, and it's so strange. Like
So
at the
he's
border,
the god of incomplete stuff.
Yeah. And when you go there, obviously you're followed by the guides, and
You
know,
went there?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
No,
I would.
But
So
that's what-
actually, I
all
was
the- all the
thinking,
things you see,
like
yeah.
maybe
Pyongyang.
to have some sort of a tour like this, and I discussed it with my friends. Why not start with North Korea,
But they have good hotels.
then go to
no?
Turkmenistan, and then from Turkmenistan maybe go to a Belarus and all these places.
Okay, you do that, but if you want to go to Mongolia, my people live there. I will make sure you're looked after.
Oh,
As a
Mongolia.
direct descendant of
Direct
Temujin, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
So I'll take care of
They
that.
all
Lot
have
of
like
millions
a
of people are, by the
brotherhood.
way.
Yeah, they say roughly 1/8 of the world or whatever, but I
Yeah.
don't buy all that nonsense. You can't just claim it. Do you have a hellish chest? He famously had a hellish chest. Do you have a hellish chest? Nishad, you have hair coming out of your beard extends to your pubes. There's no break, man. You don't need to wear a shirt. You're the Anil Kapoor of podcasts. Let me tell you.
Wait, do they really say that
So
he
I-
had a hairless chest?
Yeah, he was, in that sense, even the beard is not full. You see, so you can't be. You got too much beard. Yeah. You be one of the guys he killed, though.
What? So anything that you have, Cyrus, that guy also had.
That's right.
That's correct.
That's
He had a
right.
plus 1.50.
There's only
sticker
one
on
big
his-
problem. He was
spectacles.
petrified. The world's greatest marauder was scared of dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was
So
scared
then
of dogs.
Napoleon
can't
was
be,
scared
you
of
can't be.
cats.
Huh? But they
Napoleon
worship the
then.
wolf. So there's a
What?
dichotomy there.
Yeah.
Napoleon was scared of cats.
Pussy cats.
Cats, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want to quantify.
The feline cats.
Okay, stop.
Before
Take a
Cyrus goes
single.
any
Take a single,
further.
Nishad. Go to the other side. Just take a single.
So, yes, Kim
Can you
Jong-un.
imagine great conquerors and leaders? Their name puts fear in villages,
Yes.
and they're scared of a small house cat or a small puppy dog.
Oh, I've seen one of my cousins who was a rugby player in England, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're scared of lizards of all things. And I'm like, you run into a brick wall and you're scared of a lizard.
I love lizards. You like
Why?
lizards?
No, I mean,
Why
I
would you
don't
love
them.
lizards?
The only
I don't love
reptiles I
them.
really have a great affinity for. The others I don't like that much, but I wouldn't want to hurt them either. I mean, of course, if it's a poisonous snake and all, you want to be a little careful. But then, why are we getting into this discussion?
Yeah,
If you could be a reptile, what reptile would you be? If you could
Me?
be a reptile, yeah.
I'd have to be an alligator.
Alligator. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be a Komodo dragon, like something deadly.
But Komodo
This
dragon, alligators just survive so much. They
Dude, a
just
Komodo
are-
dragon will ruin an
on
alligator.
land,
man.
in
Dude.
water, no chance.
No, not in water, but on land it'll ruin an alligator.
Not
Like, dude,
necessarily.
like it's one bite, you're dying.
Because
regardless.
it's got the venom, and the alligator may be
Yeah.
immune to that venom. We don't know.
Oh,
we'll have to see.
Oh, we'll have to
And
see
it's very
YouTube
tough to
videos coming.
bite through. You have to turn him around and kill him.
That's
Whenever
true.
I've killed an alligator, as a young man growing up in
With your bare
Africa,
hands,
with
yeah.
my bare hands and
Yeah,
a small
correct.
6-inch knife.
Right, you had to
knife.
first wrap your hands around the
No,
snout. and all.
I have to flip him over, no? Because
Okay,
that side
correct.
is easy to. You
Oh,
can't.
why? So you bite the alligator and you go turn upside down
Yeah,
like how
because
the alligator would if you bite
Yeah,
you.
correct.
Correct,
So I
yes.
basically hump the alligator, then I turn him around, and then I have to. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's the way it's done.
Oh yeah. That's,
Guys,
that's
how
the
do
only
I
way to do
explain?
it.
You don't.
How
you,
else you kill
You
alligators?
live in
damn it?
Powai in your bloody cemented gated community. You
Yes.
don't know what it's like being a leopard outside watching in.
Correct.
So
But
does
I
that
do.
happen in Alibag?
We have a leopard in Alibag. Still, they have not been able to catch him. Killed a couple of
Or
dogs.
one
killed
leopard?
some chickens.
Oh.
Just the one. Nobody can figure out where he's come from. When I say leopard, I don't mean like Lions Club meeting in Matunga or something. So don't get confused. Actual leopard, yeah.
Oh.
No, because
those are called cougars.
We have many of those in Alibag. That's the
Okay,
age.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Cyrus seems
Nishad's
to
taking our
just-
notes. I'll tell Hardik. By the way, Ravi Shastri has huge property there. Sanjay Manjrekar has huge property there. So a lot of cricket community, Mumbai cricket community is there.
You're someone's neighbor,
Kohli,
right?
Virat Kohli.
You're
No, so I'm a neighbor to the place where they spent 2 months in lockdown. And so
Yeah.
everybody told us they were there when we were there for a little while. So I remember walking past the place and with just my towel with my dogs. And I thought, should I just shout, hey Virat, kai kar do? You know, that kind of, welcome to the Alibags.
Yes.
You know, I know good Delhi, Marathi. What should I don't know what to do, you know.
Why? Where did that Connaught Place accent come?
I don't know. West Delhi boys. I don't know what. Maybe Spurs can coach me a little later. You know, but his accents also change. You know, some of these guys like Sachin, initial Sachin and Sachin at the end is like Oxford Dictionary now. You know, his whole accent has changed completely.
Yeah.
If
and
you see a Tom Malta interview, put it against an interview.
But
today,
who's still
see
the same? Virendra Sehwag.
Yeah, he's the same.
He's still the same.
Yeah.
Nishad, have you ever met Virat Kohli?
Yeah,
What are you mental? He's done every IPL. He knows all the cricketers by.
So it was him who shot the
challenge.
The room video was him.
Call
The room video
Virat.
was you.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
He was staying in the room.
Oh.
Call Virat right now and prove it.
Yeah,
Come on.
Let's
Prove
get him on
it.
the podcast.
Prove it. Prove it.
Of course,
Kohli.
Okay, show us his number on the phone.
It is in the camera.
Okay,
In the camera.
Hardik is now the captain of our white ball, at least T20. He's going to be there for the next 2 years, 3 years maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, they are like friends, like proper friends.
Yeah, that I heard.
Like
I heard
Hardik, if
that,
he wants to borrow money, he calls Nishad up. It's like
Correct,
that.
nice.
And if Nishad wants to borrow money, Hardik puts the phone down. So that's real friendship. You know?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I call Cyrus.
Yeah.
Hey, Nish, who's the closest? Like, who are can you answer this question? It's a bit personal. But who are the 5-6 guys who are the closest that you bonded with?
See, to
Including
put
the
it,
foreigners. Because I know Dale Steyn and you bonded well as well.
yeah. So it all depends because now it is not a very easy question to answer because at the end of the day,
Top of the head, the ones that you just have a good relation with.
well, actually, most of them, honestly, because then
What a show off.
no, you are. No, like for
Okay,
example, when you look after them and you try to look after them in a lot of
Yeah.
ways, they've also got their commitments. You manage them, so in a sense, you spend literally the same amount of time with all of them at some stage. So, like for example, if say you're shooting an ad or you're shooting something for social media,
He was.
you're literally next to them in that time. So you get to know them. It's very difficult, to put that really into.
Does anyone ask you cricketing questions? Like, something's wrong with my backlift? Anybody ever ask you?
historical questions? What happened that year? What happened that year?
that
That
they can-
I don't get into their territory. I like.
I've
obviously.
always done that. If I pass, I remember meeting Vishwanath for the first time. I always said, Vishy, I think you should play on the front foot a little bit more.
Okay.
You're too much back foot player. And he respected me for that immediately.
Nice. Of
Yeah.
course.
No, and I don't, and it is quite strange when people do
They do that.
They do that.
From the stands, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
Full advice is given, sometimes with a lot of bad language as well. Yeah.
But I mean, that's why I would like to go to the West Indies.
Yeah, oh my
And
God.
one of those test matches. Yeah.
Full perfume ball, man.
Yeah.
Ball from round the wicket.
Yeah.
But Sunny was telling us, remember, not to show off, but Sunny's a friend. And Sunny was telling us about some such experience where he's being coached by the crowd. I mean, some guys never played cricket. It's so unbelievable telling you what to do. Sanchit is there, my friend. Shugata, you won't go to a block officer and just behave like a woman. That guy is bucked to the officer. Okay, they're having their personal conversations, so I can't connect that.
All right, let's just get to the AMS.
Have you met Urvashi Rautela, the Rishabh Pant, the ball he dropped?
No, never met.
What? You're suddenly quiet.
Yeah, I said I've never
This is
met.
what they want.
They were
He
like,
said
have
never
you ever met? No,
What
never
happened
met.
there? Chalo. What happened there? That's what they're asking.
What happened there? Seriously, how do you expect me to know that?
This is the thing you will know, Baba.
I will know.
I can't believe he's protecting everyone.
You must have
here.
asked Hardik Pandya
Hey.
this at some point.
Of course. Were you
Yeah.
with... no, you don't interfere.
Rishabh Pant,
Because
I know
who's
it
with
was
which?
Rishabh Pant.
You don't know who's
I know,
batting at what
I know what's
position.
happening. I
Now
know
who's
what's
dating who is
Hey,
another story altogether.
I know the top 5 lineup, like the
Say,
first 5.
say.
It is KL Rahul
Yeah.
and Rohit Sharma,
Yeah,
openers.
yeah.
Then Virat Kohli comes, one down.
Yeah.
Then is...
Come on.
No, wait, I'll tell you.
Come on.
Then is...
Shabash, beta.
Not
Last
Pandya.
over. Come on.
Not Pandya.
You can do it, beta.
Oh, then is...
come on.
Not Karthik also. Who is
Did you
it,
say
man?
Pandey? Because there
No, not
isn't
Pandya,
any.
not Pandya.
Okay. May I tell you what
The
you've
fuck,
done wrong?
Yes.
This is the curse, the karma that you've inherited.
Yes.
It is still Prakash.
It is
Oh,
Surya
it's
Prakash.
Sky. Correct. It is
Yeah.
Sky. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Then,
Then is Pandya.
then,
Then Pant.
if he plays, that's fair enough. It's a
Okay.
tough one because sometimes he's playing. We don't know.
Okay.
Not bad. I pass you. on
Otherwise,
that.
yeah,
otherwise
I pass you,
Dinesh Karthik
pass
was
you.
it?
Now don't start opening a Pandora's box. Leave it now. These are
No,
all
that's like
questions.
me when I was growing up in Dubai giving my Arabic exam.
Yeah.
That's giving
Can
me
you
I
speak in
guess.
Arabic?
Huh?
I guess.
La arif. That's the only thing I know.
La
I
arif.
don't know. I don't know. La arif.
Oh, good. Let's learn that so we can see that.
La
too.
arif,
La
yes.
arif.
Naam
Yeah.
means yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
La
confirm,
means
it's fine.
no.
Okay.
La arif
Let's
means I don't know.
practice.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a question. You say La arif. Are you gay?
La arif.
All right. Cheers.
La arif.
Yeah. All right. Anyways.
Samir says he knows one down. You said one down? Use the
I
phrase
said one down. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, superb.
You know
Correct.
one down. Yeah.
We've trained
Yeah.
this guy. It's like his cricket tuitions. He's gone and got tuitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cyrus is suddenly attracted to me and all.
Nishad, there's no country called West Indies.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a cricketing nation.
Can you get to the airways? There are tons of airways, Cyrus.
Follow us on Instagram at What Cyrus Says for the best bits from the show, memes and much more. Okay, I'm just saying much more, but nothing dirty, I promise. Okay, well, I can't promise, but just follow and see for yourself, huh?
AMA one comes from Girish Patel, who says opinion on BBC not showing yesterday's opening ceremony, FIFA opening ceremony in UK, stating that human rights and corruption.
Yeah, but see, my point with this whole thing is, since it's a slightly serious issue which is not going to boil over, is why don't they not cancel the World Cup then? If they made such a big issue, why wear the armbands and all that?
Exactly.
Once you go there, you're disrespecting the cultures. But that's like half-half.
Is FIFA a British organization?
No.
I don't know.
No, but you saw
this is
Iran
why he is the
captain.
best comedian in the country.
I don't know.
Bar none. Rishi is
it must
hysterical.
have a home base, no?
No, 1 second.
But it has a home base.
Rishi is hysterical. Rishi is beside himself. I mean, because he's not met
What do
human
I do?
beings like
What am I
this.
supposed to know everything about sports now suddenly? I'm not
Nishad is not coming back.
Hey.
There has to be a level.
I thought Limitless was a drug.
No, but just look at what the Iran captain said the other day, right?
Yeah.
He said, like, they kept on asking him about the protests and everything, and he's like, why is the English media doing this? Are you trying to distract us before the game or something?
Yeah.
So the Western media will continue to.
This is what we think of the Aussies. They're trying to set up the game by distracting you or whatever.
Yeah, Glenn McGrath coming and saying they're going to win the test series 5-0.
2 days, yeah.
Yeah, 5-0.
And why didn't he just say La Arif? Simple answer.
La
Yeah.
Arif.
I'm going to use it all my life now. Wherever I go. I mean, people ask me questions at the airport, I'll say La Arif. And they can suck a lollipop. They'll be like, what do you mean? Are you carrying detonator? La Arif. Am I getting it right?
Yeah, La Arif.
La Arif.
It has to be from the throat.
What a
right?
show off.
La
Maharashtrian teaching a Parsi how to speak Arabic. Fuck off.
Go on.
Go on, Maharashtra.
All right.
Okay.
Next one is
FIFA is a British organization. Great polymath. Sri Silver, he says. Girish Patil.
I still don't understand. It has to be.
It doesn't matter. Leave it.
Some country of origin
You have
must
made
have,
so
no?
many people happy today. In
But-
spite of all the controversy that's happening
I
in
don't
Doha.
get it. I
Yeah.
swear.
Oh, he's angry.
I don't know. I don't understand.
Beta.
I don't know.
You know the full form of FIFA?
Football Federation Association.
In French. Yeah, somewhat correct.
It's Federation International
Yeah,
del
something.
Football
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Association.
Larif.
Yeah. All right. Ruben David has asked.
Ariful is saying, my name is Arif.
Oh, wow.
What is he do? What's your name? I don't know.
I don't know.
Larif.
La Ariful Islam. All right. Ruben David
Is
has
that
asked.
Arif? Arif is no. Is that the meaning of Arif?
I don't know. I mean, I just bugged
You
it
didn't say La
up.
Arif.
I just bugged it up
You just said
before
La
the
Arif.
exam. So you know.
Arif, La Arif.
So
Okay.
I still remember what the exam was like.
Huh.
So there were statements from a chapter that you had to read,
Right.
and then it was whether it's true, false, or I don't know.
Huh.
So it was La Nam La Arif.
But I don't know is the correct answer if you don't know, so you should be given the right marks for that.
Yeah. So
Arif is don't know.
so it was just about
Because
You
he said La.
don't know
Like,
if
yes.
FIFA is a British
He
organization.
said La.
You
and what's the other one?
don't. You are not
Nam.
allowed to ever give any gyan. No
Nam
gyan.
means yes.
La, Nam, and
La Arif.
Yeah, so La is I. Yes, no. Like,
Silvery, we have no
Yes, I know.
foot
Okay,
to
I don't
stand
know.
on. We
I
are
don't know.
finished
I have
here.
no idea.
Grim
I have no
Fandango is taking drinks early morning, wherever the hell he is.
All right.
Yeah.
Ruben David has asked opinion on bringing Dhoni on as Indian coach. Wow.
No, well,
No, he'll be
Why-
great, guys.
Why
Come
you
on.
why you have to Dravid in any case? I mean, you got to give a guy a run. You know.
it's also about the player's preference, right? I mean, if he wants to coach, does not want to coach,
No,
where
but this is the T20 culture in your mindset ki one tournament ke baad parivartan. You can't have that kind of thinking, na?
you said Parivartan.
I know a few Hindi words.
You said Parivartan.
Yeah. No, but I just find it irritating that one
So
tournament.
Arif says Arif means knowledge. So La Arif means no
No
knowledge.
knowledge.
No knowledge.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Wow.
So La means
So
no.
this is what I've learned after 20 years after giving up
Yeah.
Arabic.
Wow.
Did your answer sheet just have
You
La,
never
La,
knew
La,
what it
La,
meant.
La, La?
You didn't know what it meant.
So because my Arabic
no-
teacher was like, what does it mean?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, okay.
Shweta saying surprising call back to Sanskrit. I suppose Sanskrit class.
Sanskrit class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now I've
Alright.
lost the thread there. So
Let's
I
do
don't know
one more quick one. This one comes in from
Larif.
Gaurav Pilani has asked Surya Kumar Yadav or Surya Prakash Yadav and AVD can be all great, but English batter Malloy hit
Yeah.
the likes
Yeah,
of Brett Lee and Mitch Johnson
7
for a
ODIs. Yeah.
slog sweep.
Yeah, and that too at
What if he died?
150k, he did paid off his feet or picked up the length. But if he missed, my God.
Oh, he missed in
And
one
got
of those
hit?
games and
Got
got
hit?
hit on the chin.
Oh.
And now there's
damn.
Yeah, if what happened to him, we don't know.
And then he was replaced by Ravi Bopara in the World Cup squad.
Yeah.
So.
Who also bowled a bit.
Who bowled a bit
and played a long innings in club cricket right till his 50s or 40s.
Oh, he's still
till
playing.
Last year, he was
still
playing in the
I think
PSL.
he was very successful.
PSL he was there.
PSL he was
Caribbean
there.
he was there.
He gets those runs in all these tournaments, but after 2015 he's not been picked by England. So
But also age, he's at least 40 by now. Bopara.
No, he's not.
Well, check. Google Ravi Bopara.
I think just check. I think just Google and check. I mean, just at the top of my
He's a
head,
grandfather.
He must be 85 born, I think.
3 young children and then, it just goes on.
He's
85 born. See, I got that right.
15 and 20, 37. So 38 batting. 38 batting. Not so bad. You didn't even try. You were...
I tried. I searched for the wrong name, I think. I got age 37. You're like, that can't be right. Okay, last. Actually, last. New Kids asked, did you know, Cyrus, that I ran the Philadelphia half marathon 21 kilometers listening to 2 episodes of Cyrus Says? Do you think that made sense since both achieved nothing?
He's
and
trying to run away from the show, so it makes sense.
But great, wow. He's also showing off about his time. 21 kilometers in 2 hours.
But my wife was 2 hours 7. So considering the males are faster generally because of genetics, so 2 hours is not great, not bad.
What is great, man? 21 kilometers, what do you say?
Yeah, don't compare him to
My
Kipchoge.
wife is quite fast.
Don't compare him to Kipchoge, obviously.
Don't show off, Baba. Now you tell me you got Kipchoge on your phone. You can call him up while he's running. Aage se right maar. Parindra aa gaya na, right maar.
Right, but ceiling pe ja.
They charge him.
Toll.
Where's your tag? Boing.
That's great. I think we should start marketing our podcast as great for marathon listeners.
Yeah.
For their marathons.
Great. We'll keep up. Head of marketing?
Yes.
Larif?
Larif. Perfect.
Okay. Last question or are we done? What?
Okay, I mean, मैं तो चल सकता हूँ, मेरे को क्या है? Arpit Bansal says, I heard a few older episodes over the weekend and realized Cyrus brought up one of the most important questions in the podcast history. Is it pebisode or episode or webisode?
I never got a clear answer, even from
it?
Amit, the originator.
What is pebisode?
What is pebisode?
Because it's got its own spin. It was a different medium in a sense. Not quite radio. It's not quite...
podcast episode, like. Okay,
yeah,
pebisode.
so it should have its own... What do you call it? Like on...
It is really? No.
I've decided it's... Let's put out an online poll. Let the people speak.
Yeah.
Just democratic forum. What do you think? Nishad, you've got your own podcast. What do you think?
I think it's called...
let's just call it episode.
That's so boring, yeah.
Today's episode.
I mean, the British run FIFA.
Episode.
I mean, come on.
The British run FIFA.
Yeah. Today's episode. I think
Sex chat, 69 side, new side of the hot girls.
What? I think that's the wrong chat, Cyrus. You got to the wrong website. Come back to this website.
It was Mohit Sharma who dismissed Tendulkar in his last Ranji match, not Joginder Sharma, says the curious guitarist. Oh my God, we got a panga going on.
Okay, let's just check the scorecard.
Mohit or Joginder, and they are not brothers, just for the record.
Yeah, let's just check Mumbai versus Haryana at Lali 2013.
And keep a curious guitarist on. So that
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. No problem.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whoever loses will be made fun of for 14 to 15 hours.
Yeah.
Starting now. So it's the last, Tendulkar's last innings.
Mumbai versus Haryana.
Mumbai versus Haryana. Rishi doesn't know what Haryana is.
Let me just check it on my phone.
Yeah. What lack of respect. All happening live on the show. He's dismissed us, Nishad, and he's doing it on his own phone. But in a few seconds, we'll have the answer.
The first innings, Mumbai batting, I think it was Mumbai.
What if Google says La Arif? Okay,
then second
from
one.
today's episode, we've got, listen, while we wait for that,
go down.
We have a plebiscite happening and they're all saying pebisode.
Number 4,
pebisode it is.
Pebisode it is.
I guess it has
the
been
people
decided.
have spoken, we can't argue with that.
Yeah, correct. 51% said pebisode.
And who is it? Ting, ting, ting. Here we have the surprise. Tendulkar dismissed Haryana, Mumbai. Last game, was it Mohit Sharma or Joginder Sharma? The answer is Sharma. We've got... Huh? It just says Sharma. So it's a tie. It's a tie.
It's like, there was somewhere, right, where it was all Patel, caught Patel, bold Patel.
Yeah.
That scorecard somewhere.
We have 3 Patels in the team. We had 2. Who's the third?
Well, no, somewhere it was caught Patel
in a
club game.
Game.
Somewhere in the UK, obviously.
Of course. In Pakistan, you know how many Khans are there at one point.
And, in Pakistan cricket, you could actually do a connection where, you start off with one guy's name for example, Akram Raza Hassan, something else. Yeah, you can just go and...
Is that how they select them now?
Sorry, Muhammad, these may aani rahe, then you can't Put a mama there.
Okay, we have to end the episode. We are not able to get an answer. So, Mr. Guitarist, we will get back to you with the actual answer.
Yes.
Because are you upset, Nishad? Then he's frantically searching.
No, it's okay. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Nishad's
That's
very,
fine.
very competitive. Hardik and him don't talk now.
Oh, great.
No kidding. Let's see the book as we say bye.
Yes, so the book's here, available on all platforms.
You should,
There
yeah.
you go, Limitless.
Limitless.
Yeah. And yeah, once I complete my message, I'm going to obviously pass it on to you.
Yeah. You write it live. Write it live.
Okay, yeah.
He's writing live.
Mohit
It's Mohit Sharma.
Okay.
Oh,
We've
fantastic.
Googled it.
Yeah.
Guitarist, we bow to you. I have a
Yeah,
ball
bow to
pad,
you.
so I'll bow like this.
Sorry, go ahead.
You want to say anything, Mr. Prakash?
Yeah, before we end, I would like to plug a show that I'm doing
Okay,
tomorrow.
we'll end then.
I'm doing a show tomorrow at Vikhroli Social.
Oh, that kind of show.
Yeah, like a whole bar show,
Okay.
stand-up show. So please come
Okay.
on down. Who else is going to be on the lineup? Siddharth Ridge is on the lineup. Mohammed Suhail is on the lineup. Mohammed Hussain, Namrata Arora. Some very funny people. Please come.
Okay.
Vikhroli Social, 7:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Victoria Social, matlab you have to pay money to enter?
Yeah. And you get 150 cover on each ticket.
And how much do you pay?
300 and 450.
300 and 450, and you only get 150
Two different
in
tickets.
drinks.
No, 2 different tickets. On 300 you get 150 cover.
So 150 bucks you swallow.
Sorry, 100 rupees cover. My bad. So you get 100 cover.
It's sounding worse and worse, this proposition.
It's a
Go,
great,
sir.
it's a
That's
great
for
one.
you.
Yeah. So social
Yeah,
staff
sorry,
fun.
my parents
Great
thought
venue.
I'll be a doctor. So my 100
Oh.
Cyrus, thank you for always supporting me. Always fantastic time talking cricket. Then he makes the middle finger sign. Wish you all the success. So sweet, Baba.
Yes.
Really wish you were a girl. We would have had a great time together. Next time, shave and come. Huh?
Next time it'll be a
All
big
right.
beard.
Also, do follow the Cyrus Says new Instagram handle. So don't forget to do that if you're not already doing that. Q&A.
Almost like an,
Oh, yeah.
almost like an aside after
Yeah.
promoting his Vikhroli show.
Why
ये
not?
भी करो.
Why not? I forgot to do that in the beginning. I mean,
All right.
we could not.
Let's end with a cricketing sound because
Yeah.
Nishad feels nostalgic. There's no IPL for some time. So, yeah. You do it?
I can't do that.
You can't do that shot?
You can't do that. Huh?
Hey, ठीक से मारना. That's a cricket sound.
It
From the audience.
Sounds sexual, no? Okay, bye.
All right, bye guys.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.